A good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tenez the Human, and welcome to our brand new Medieval 2 Kingdoms campaign. We will be playing as the Kalmar Union, who, of course, there is no badge here for right now, but we will be playing as Denmark. But we're not going to play as Denmark in the usual fashion to form the Kalmar Union. No, I've done a little bit of editing, and we will get straight into being the Great Union of Kalmar. That is the plan. So when we load up a game as Denmark, you'll see that straight away we've got ourselves a new faction to play as. I'll explain all when we get in the game.
The people of Norway have united with their Danish neighbours under one banner and ruler to form what is being called the Kalmar Union. Nowadays, to raise a fist at one is to raise a fist to all in the Union.
There we are then, Denmark become the Kalmar Union straight from the off, and you can see we do indeed have Kalmar itself. So yes, we are not the usual Denmark at the start of the game. No, you can see here from good old Rockslide, or Roskilde as it is over here, this is an imperial city, and I have handed over quite a few of our territories over to other factions. In fact, I've actually got an explanation video coming out tomorrow, or on the day of release anyway, talking about how you can actually unlock the Kalmar Union, as I've done here. Now, I've gone a little bit further than you really need to be honest. I've changed around quite a lot of the map. I'll show you what I've done here. So if we take the Fog of War out, you'll notice that the Imperials have all of this over here. I've actually given them the little tip of the Agder region up in Norway as well. Elsewhere, we've got the Teutons with Visby over here, as well as Abo. I've given Revel and Narva over to Novgorod. Most of the rebel settlements I have pretty much kept as rebel for now, but I have fiddled with a few of the garrisons. We'll see that as they come up, but I thought I'd make it a little bit interesting. Yes, for example, Akashus over here is quite well fortified, and they have a bit of experience on them. That is actually a proper fortress too. It's something interesting one when we get to it, yes. So yeah, this is basically what the state of the map is. Some of the factions haven't really been changed, but quite a few of them have, so we'll see how that all goes. Naturally, we are not in a very strong position. Now, if you know how they form, we've obviously gained this from the Norwegians. This would be the old Norwegian king, of course, and, well, he's on our side now. He agreed to come and join us, which is just grand. I've actually dumped myself a watchtower here to start us off. So I do indeed have some of the historical peoples here. Got King Eric, who Eric of Pomerania, the first leader of the Union. So he will lead us off to battle here. Let's have a little look at Kalmar to start us off. Then we've got a wooden wall, bit of town guard, market, dirt road, and a port. Port is very helpful. Good old Admiral John, the standard admiral, as Denmark, of course. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll send our princess over towards the boat, as well as our diplomat. Might as well both go and join Admiral John, and we can go and dump them on the mainland. Of course, we do have a princess, Princess Ingrid. Again, the same one from the base game, to be fair. So she's got 3 charm at the moment. Not a bad position. I wouldn't mind her going to chat with a few different factions, getting a bit of experience, and if we can get her up to a good charm, maybe we can find a leader to go and snipe. I'm not actually sure who that is. We'll find out. We'll have a little scout around the map with her. Now, we do have this army here, and I think it'd be good to get them into battle nice and early. So we're going to head down to Hässleholm. A couple rebel cities down here. Nothing too good about them really, they're kind of fairly standard, but we want to go and fortify our border with the Imperials, of course. So if we head into that, we'll get that under siege, and soon enough we'll be able to break into there. I have actually changed around some of these garrisons, some Baltic archers here, why not? Slightly different unit. Hampstead's a special place. I've given them the Great Cross and a couple of very experienced packs of peasants. They've got themselves an abbey as well. I don't know why, I just felt like it would be a nice idea to give them the Great Cross and make this a weird little religious village full of mentalists. So that's what we'll have to deal with over there. Gothenburg over here is fairly safe in the immediate future. I will go and plonk down. She should have put down a watchtower if we're going to go take that watchtower in time. I don't know, you know. Maybe we'll just plonk one here instead. We'll leave a watchtower there. We'll go back to Gothenburg, and Gothenburg as itself is just a town watch and a wooden palisade, so not much to write home about it must be said. We'll get roads nice and early. high tax. We'll probably keep the tax rate low or medium just to keep the population growth up. You've got no chivalry, which isn't going to help us. And King Eric doesn't have any chivalry either. Oh no, we're all terrible. None of us have any chivalry whatsoever. Right, we need to work on that in time. We'll be releasing some of these prisoners. Actually, we'll have a little look if we can just lift the siege. See if we can get our spy in. Oh, that's actually a really low percentage. You know what? I'm not risking my spy straight away until I can retrain him. We'll let him get on. Not having him die instantly, that'd be rather useless. Oh, and of course, we've got a merchant toke here as well. Move it over to the honey. That'll be magnificent. Now, I think obviously a good plan here with us. The plan is very much to go and snap up sort of Sweden over here, which would be a good way to get us going. Now, I do think war with the Imperials is going to be a good plan because whilst we can get an alliance with them, certainly when I was testing, they were very happy to sign that alliance. I really want my heartlands back. I don't really care about all the stuff down here, but Hamburg, definitely. Hamburg, Aarhus, Roskilde, I want those three at very least. There might be another settlement around here. I don't actually quite remember the ins and outs of these region borders over here. But I definitely want to take those back. So I'll probably go and ally with Poland for now. I'm going to try and leave all of the religious wars in the east. I'll leave with those for now and just try and kind of very much tie up my own area. What I might do though is go and swing down the settlement around here-ish. Can't remember exactly. I think it's about here. And I want to go and grab that just so I have a base on this this coast over here to go and attack the Imperials with in time. I'm not going to rush to war with them, but I'm bearing it in mind. I don't want to make diplomatic moves too far away from them or too far close to them even. So we'll see how that goes in time. I think we'll go and send this army down to Hampstead though.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, I think you units will be absolutely fine. The town's still happy. We can just about get the next turn anyway, so that is perfect. Right, well, bit of money in the kitty, but for now we obviously only have 2 towns to spend our money on, so time to end our turn, I guess. So we have ourselves a new mission to take rebel settlement, Hampstead. Of course, we're already on our way there. Be rewarded with some of the best units we can currently get, which is probably nothing from Spear Militia. Yes, of course, we have 2 towns right now, which is slightly problematic. Oh well, we're about to get ourselves Bottom Bailey Castle with nothing else, so we'll head in here and try and take these lads out. This is 2 units of Baltic archers, long-range missiles. They're decent enough, but you know what, we'll be fine. Oh yes, of course, we've got the Norse War Clerics. They're good fun. We'll get into those in a few moments. Right, let's head in here and get Hässleholm for us straight away. Here are our magnificent war clerics then, and these are basically priests who go to war with massive maces on horseback. They're good fun. They're good fun. We can get those nice and early actually. As long as we've got an abbey, we can recruit those chaps. It's a unique Danish unit. I quite like that. Actually encourages me to build a religious building, which I basically never do apart from the kind of lowest level of church, or if I'm on a crusade down to Jerusalem or something like that. So yeah, at least we'll have ourselves a couple abbeys to get ourselves some Norse war clerics. Until that time though, I think I'm going to just make sure that I don't waste them. So I'm going to get my archers onto the hill. I don't really want to do here is get too many losses. I'm going to get my infantry in, running around the side, but what I want to do is mainly use my general because of course he can recharge without too many problems. Just going to get him lined up for a charge here, and from here we can go and do some big damage to these chaps. So with them all set up, let's get charging in, and hopefully we'll get our lances down for a full-on charge here. Everyone else can get in position whilst we're taking the hits for them, so please don't waste your charge. One of them ran into a tree, but we're running downhill. This should do some big damage to them. Oof, that looked like a big hit, I think. And if that's going to do... we destroyed the whole unit down to 16 straight away. Alright, pull back out there, General. Infantry. Yeah. Oh, that's a tree. That is a tree, Thomas. So, we're just going to get our archers to start shooting in. And if they're going to start pursuing us, that's not going to go very well for them. We are largely in position, but we'll just charge at them anyway. Archers can continue. No, we're not charging in any shape or form, are we? Okay, well, infantry can both swing over here. That is fine. And we'll just close the trap. They'll rout and all will be good. Yeah, they're panicking and running back to the plaza now. We'll just chop them down like this. As long as they're not shooting at us, then we're in a good position. One of our generals chaps has died. Well, I was just about to say, he's right at the front here. Yes. I think he's got a bit of a stab wound in him there. He's a little bit bloodied, our general, so we'll just end the battle there. Of course, one of the nice things from Medieval 2, as opposed to Rome, is that you can really see when your general is blooded. It's normally good to pick up a little bit of blood in battle. Gets you good things like scarred and marks of war, extra hit points for the future. Hopefully we'll pick that up. Good thing he didn't die there. Time to occupy. Nice and small place. Right, well, he's gone mental, hasn't he, Prince Christopher? Shouting and screaming like a madman. Fair in rule. Nice. Bit of chivalry. Winning first. Dread one. So we've got neither dread nor chivalry. I much prefer chivalry myself. Much better just in terms of the public growth that you get from chivalry. And in general, it's just nice for your units not to rout, isn't it? But dread is good fun. Dread is a lot of good fun. Right, time to get ourselves some early farms in. Farms in over there. And I was just the same over here too. Now, I did just mention the Norse war clerics. Of course, having said that, I gave this place an abbey and the Great Cross and these very devoted peasants over here. Of course, we can get ourselves an abbey there, which is actually quite nice. It's a nice little side effect of the job there. I don't... Why are you so bad? You can't get in anywhere. Apparently you're inconspicuous. Well, whatever. We at least have an idea. They have actually sent their troops west, which means it's very tempting to go and attack them. But I'm just going to hold back on it for the moment. What I want to do is get these two from the boat. I didn't send them anyway last turn, did I? No, I did not. Doesn't make too much difference.
What do you require of me?
What do you require of me? What an interesting, interesting stern voice she has. Hopefully she's more charming than her stern self sounds. Lovely, right. We'll just stop there. Okay, we didn't really gain anything. I was hoping he might just gain something for it, but oh well. Not a problem. We'll just use the diplomat to go over second chat. And we'll try and get map information, which is going to be trickier. That's demanding, obviously. We'll have to come back to them in time for that one. Otherwise, to be honest, we probably don't want to do too much more with them right now. We're so in relations. I don't want to annoy them, but I don't really want to ally with them either. So it's too early to start bribing people to be my friend, but I'm considering it. Right, well, John. Admiral John. Take our dear princess down south. We'll go and chat with the Poles, I think. That'll be grand. Alright, time to head into Hampstead then. We're going to get some of the best units we can currently recruit, which has improved, maybe? Scouts. No, it hasn't. Is it worth waiting a turn? I think it is worth waiting a turn just to be given better units afterwards. It just seems kind of ridiculous. But let's just hover there. The Imperials aren't coming immediately. Although that'd be 2 turns away. No, you know what? You might as well just head straight in. That's a ridiculous idea, Thomas. Right. Is that Captain Hodor? Captain Howdor. Okay. Right. So as you said, peasants and the Great Cross. Because why not, ladies and gents? Why not? Let's head in here. We've got Hakon. He's got an alright little starting force. Let's go. Well, I can tell it's been far too long since I played the Teutonic expansion here, because I forgot about these villages. This is absolutely mental. How am I... I suppose there's one way of making the villages kind of vaguely defendable. I suppose with tons of archers up here it would be ridiculous. Luckily they don't have any archers. They have the Great Cross Spearmen, which we can shoot down with these chaps, and the peasants, which we'll have to take on with a mixture of cavalry and the Viking raiders. Depends where they're going to be. I suppose this side generally... This way around makes more sense because it's harder to get them shot than the other side. Right, this is interesting. Let's start the battle to see where they are. Are they all on the plaza? They're all on the plaza. There's our Great Cross. The Abbey hasn't generated in, probably because this town is too small to have one. So the game's a bit confused. I don't... Yeah. Oh well, that's all fine. Let's get ourselves into the town then. And I guess we're going to go this way around. We'll just see what happens with this, because this could certainly be interesting. If they had any missiles, this would be horrendous right now. So we're just slowly marching our way with our beautiful, beautiful colours up to the head of this plateau here. Yeah, I really like this. This is cool. I really want to be defending a village at some point. That's going to be great fun. Now, basically the plan is this. I'm just going to get my Viking rate. I'm just going to hope they're just going to stand there. I'm just going to shoot into the side of the spearmen, because whilst they are, while they're just rolling across, they are actually pretty competent spearmen. Don't really want my general taking them on. It's all right, the raiders take them on, but I'd rather just keep them back behind the crossbows. We'll probably get one shot in before they all start turning around. We'll charge a general into the peasants. Hopefully that won't cause too many problems for us. We can win the fight. As the music gets rather dramatic, it's time to shoot against these lads in the middle here. We've got ourselves lined up. We'll see how they react. Hopefully this side shot is non-shield side as well. Hopefully we'll do a good bit of damage to them. Crossbows, of course, even the militia lot are pretty darn effective. General will hopefully be able to charge into these peasants momentarily. Although they just want to stand there and take the shots, they're welcome. Only... oh no, tons of them. Yeah, the number didn't go down very quickly there. That's because on this the death animation goes on for quite a while, Medieval 2. And yeah, until the death animation is complete, the number won't go down. You probably saw the similar thing in the last battle when the general charged the archers. Seem just to be standing around, so the cross is inspiring them to be brave, I think is what's currently happening. Peasants are sort of wanting to do something. Okay, we'll charge in these two guys into these peasants. You guys try and hold still. Lovely, we're going to get some charges into them. Oh yes, they are. They're not going to enjoy that. Yeah, that's them gone. That is them very much gone. What are they down to now? 40. Not a bad hit there. Not a bad hit at all. Infantry just line up to the side of them. And hopefully, yeah, we haven't lost anyone yet, really. So hopefully that is now some good work coming in from the crossbowmen. We're just going to make sure they're defended. I'm just going to get my other infantry back in behind them. We can have some fresh lads for the charge. We can do it in a proper Roman way. Start shifting the lines, get the fresh men up the front. Actually, we really need to shoot down these spearmen because they're starting to come forward, aren't they? The Great Cross lads. Yeah. Oh, the Great Cross lads are just going to come in for our general, so we better just hit them with our Vikings. Come on, raiders. That's fine. Right. Everyone in now. General, you just run past everyone over to the plaza. Shoot those peasants. They are not very happy, any of these lads, are they? Look at that lovely cross. It's not really inspiring anyone right now, though, is it? No, no, no. These peasants, then. These peasants can go down to us. And you chaps can just stop shooting at this stage, I think. Of course, it's Medieval 2, so they're just fighting on and on, aren't they? So actually... oh, God, we're down to 14. When did that happen? Okay, you're getting shot down more than you should have in this battle, apparently. So we'll go and shoot those archers, or the peasants even, with our crossbows. Just turn straight at them and shoot. Might well cause an interesting reaction for them here. Yeah, they're going to run back to the plaza, which means you should be able to shoot them with the crossbows. You, sir, stay on the plaza, stay on the plaza. I changed my mind. Back on there. Lovely. So, crossbows should now get some lovely, lovely shots in. Hopefully we're not going to hit our own men too much. Good time to run back, lads. It's just when the shots are going. Oh, yeah, they're getting a load of recons on them there. That's magnificent. These guys are fighting on and on and on, those lads. Well done to them, but honestly, it's not going to end too well. General's still fighting there. General is very blooded over here. Right, you sir, just come in with your sheer numbers, and we're just going to drown them out now. So speed that up. Oof. Okay, so having played quite a bit of the Slav stuff recently in Rome Total War, just a reminder here of just how long people will fight in Medieval 2. But it seems like we've won it now. It's just this last peasant over here. Please don't lose to the last Slav. Oh, it's not him. Oh, it's just their general. Okay. There we go. Come on. There we go. Dead. And there we go. Enemy general has fallen. We've taken it out. The general lost quite a few men there. Worrying. Their peasants were very experienced though. But we have taken the great religious town over here. Is this Hässleholm? I can't quite remember. 8 casualties. There we go. Why didn't I put it on a larger scale size, you say? Well, I always forget. But I kind of like it when it's a bit smaller. It's a bit more dramatic when you've got a few less troops. You've got the kind of normal size units. This might actually be large scale. Hampstead. That was Hässleholm, of course. So, occupy settlement. We have been given 4 units of 4 units of wasting our money. That's what you've just given us. Okay. 150 upkeep a turn. Yeah, that's not something that we really want at this stage. I'm actually going to disband 3 of them. A 2 is fine. I don't mind having 2. I could do with some ships in general just to get some travel going on. Yes, that was a little bit unnecessary. Maybe I should have waited those 2 turns, albeit it might not have actually been anything useful. So, chivalry, that's good. Shield bearer. Okay, well, after that last battle, maybe they want it, but less morale is never good. Plus dread. Oh, great. Both got plus dread and plus chivalry to gain absolutely nothing overall. Magnificent. Well, not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. So, for now, we have got us at Hampstead and Hässleholm. Hampstead is 900. Okay, that's not too small. We can get that growing immediately. Got some rebels over here. Don't think they're a particularly unusual group, but they are automatically generated there. I thought I'd leave them in, even though they kind of make life a bit awkward for us. But then they have their own watchtower, so they can enjoy that. They can enjoy that. Yes, actually, you know what? I said I was going to show you what the rebels have got. I'll show you some of their settlements because they're quite interesting. Here we are as the rebels this time. Obviously, fog of war has been turned off, and this time you can see. Actually, you can see the flag here gets attributed after the event, no matter what. That's just the way the files are written. Don't worry about that. Akash is over here. I know I said it was a fortress. It's a fortress with a fair amount of firepower behind it. Alright, not the most elite troops, but feudal knights for 1, but 2 experience on all of them. I thought I'd make that a bit of a block for us. Well, they can have a go at taking it. That's a tiny village. It's not very strong at all. Honestly, they can keep that for all I care. But yeah, I wanted this to kind of be a little bit of a tough fortress to crack. So we'll come to that in time. That'll be an interesting one. Tingvala over here is fairly standard. Skara has some Landsknecht. Because why not? There are some interesting units on this game. It's one of the reasons I really wanted to play it. I think there's a big set of new units in these various factions that are not seen often enough. So the Landsknecht, I would like to get using. Even if it's just to batter some rebels, we'll probably just shoot them down. We won't even face them properly. But it's certainly useful and an interesting unit to go and throw around. Uppsala is a bit like Akashis over here. It's just very well guarded. I think this is the garrison the game automatically has for it anyway. It's quite a big town. It's actually a proper city, isn't it? Yeah, proper city. It's got itself church. Decent infrastructure, in fairness. Not too shabby. Visby is naturally a rebel settlement, I think. Yes, it is. And yeah, that's got a similar level of decent infrastructure to it. So there are some interesting obstacles laying ahead. I have actually plugged a few of these towns around this area that we might end up coming to with some intriguing troops as well. We've got some Gideon Axemen. I don't know an awful lot about these. I'm not going to pretend to be especially knowledgeable about this area of history, but I'm gonna have a little more of a look into it as I play this campaign. So these guys will be interesting. Yeah, some of the Lithuanian chaps, of course, but the rebels do get their name attached to some of these units. So they can use these too, which I thought might as well throw them in some Baltic archers there as well. That's an interesting one. It's another village that could be interesting to hold that village with those archers and these axemen. That'll be a horrendous battle. If we get the chance to go and take that village, that'll be fun. Oh yes, over here in Potsdam we've got the Great Cross again with some Prussian archers this time and some Order spearmen. So that'll be fun. I don't think I've done these other ones. No, I have actually. More Landsknecht over here, and of course more Landsknecht and Balkan. Just fortified Baltic archers should be said. Albeit I think that's the same icon as the Balkan archers on the main game. Either way, it's all fine. So yeah, some of the towns over this end of the map I have gone and thrown in a few units just to shake things up really. Be a shame not to see them all. But anyway, let's go back to the Kalmar game. Simple little mission from the council here. They want us to reinforce Gothenburg with 4 units, 500 florins. Nice and easy 500 florins, that in fairness. I can see they're probably looking at the rebels over there. It's nice and simple in fairness though, because I have plenty of units that I could just fling in that direction. Now, I do need some good troops up there in time, so we'll just send some Viking raiders for now. In fact, to be honest, that whole force can just move back over there, and I will send these lads over to Hampstead for the time being. We can, of course, oh yes, got the Norse war clerics over here as well. So yes, obviously, as I said before, they've got themselves a mace. Not really so much for the charge, but they can stand there in battle. Effective against armour. When I look at the game files, that literally just halves the enemy's armour stats. So certainly going to be effective, as you know. Good morale, always worthwhile. Good old Scandinavian bishops going into battle with a mace. That's what you're looking for. Priest, possibly worth getting a priest. I don't know what my situation is over here. 91% Catholic in that area. About 80% over here. Probably is worth getting one then. 5%. And over in Kalmar, probably fairly Catholic. Yeah, we're at 80 as well. Fine. Hampstead, since you've got the Abbey, you might as well get yourself the priest. Makes sense for you to do that. We'll get 4 units into Gothenburg. Go and get back the win that mission nice and easily. And over here in Kalmar, get us a couple units of spear militia, just so we can start moving on. Probably a good idea to get a brothel. Get ourselves spies nice and quickly. We'll leave the peasants behind, but in general we will take these troops. Actually, you know what? We can take them with us as well, because we've got the spear militia coming in. Watchtower, and moving on northwards. So Skara is over there, it's Landsknecht, and we've got that city as well. We have a Skara first, we'll move on from there. Poland and the Teutonic Order. That actually happens every third turn of this game I've ever played. And I've pressed the first 2 turns many times when I've been trying to sort out how to play as the Kalmar unit. Honestly, I am, obviously as I said, the guide video will come out tomorrow, at least at time of this being released. And I spent so much time fiddling around with the files, trying to find a clever way to do it, and it is so ridiculously simple in the end. It's ridiculous. So I spent a lot of time on this game just fiddling around with the first few turns trying to get the actual union to trigger. So yes, that literally happens every single time you play the game, as far as my experience has shown me anyway. So we'll go and bring our spy over here. We'll jump on the boat very soon. They have more ships but no more troops. They seem quite happy to leave me be right now, which is fine. At least they trust me. I don't want an immediate war, and obviously with all these huge factions around, I am pretty much the worst everywhere apart from financial. That's alright. Don't mind having a... Oh, we're doing okay for money. That's a good thing. And because I got rid of the boats, that would have been a really bad thing for us. We're going to send the princess over here to Danzig, which will be helpful for us. Going, oh, actually, yeah, can we marry someone who's not particularly interesting? But there might be someone useful we can go and marry. Of course. No, very old. But of course, yeah, you can actually use this as a sneaky way of finding out if there are units in towns or not. Because she just has a magic sense, or if there's some sort of single man around. So she can sniff them out and do a bit of scouting for us, which is always slightly amusing. But yeah, she needs to go and chat to them, and from that we can hopefully get her charm up a little bit, because she's only on 3 at the moment. She's age 19, she's got plenty of time to improve If you can do some of the early missions, that would certainly help us. I'm just going to get our spy over here. Now, this is a town I want to go for. Quite a few units in there, but not a bad bit of infrastructure either. So we're going to, yeah, just see what we can do about that. 46. Why are you so terrible? I'm just going to use you anyway. And he got killed. Well done, sir. Well, the Briffel's coming in Kalmar anyway, so we'll worry about that in time. At least we have a vague idea what's going on. Ridiculous, ridiculous. Anyway, over to Skara. We need to go and take this town out. We're going to have, presumably, another stupid village situ. Actually, pikemen. They can actually block up the pass with those pikemen if they want to use them sensibly here. Although, of course, we do have the crossbowmen. So I'm pretty certain that we will be alright. But let's head in. Good old Captain Harold, you're going down. A repeat of the scary village approach here then. And it looks like they are, once again, all on the plaza. Well, certainly, I think if I were them, you could see some very good use of Landsknecht on the on this little ridge over here. But of course, if they yeah, if there's crossbow on my side, then they're going to struggle. Albeit, we're not going to get a great shot in at them up like this. We'd have to get ourselves fairly exposed over here to start getting some good shots into them. But I suppose I might as well just stay on the plaza. They've got no missiles, so they're pretty vulnerable, all things considered. Might as well get everyone moving. They'll be moving up here, and we'll have to get ourselves set up on this kind of ridge area. It'll be very much the same plan unless they want to charge at us. So I'll just get us lined up for a similar kind of affair. Not quite sure why one of these is tied and one of these units is just warmed up. The peasants are actually winded. Which does go to show, even if you just slowly walk the whole way here, you are going to be tired by the time you reach the top. So, another advantage of playing in one of these little villages here. So you never go ahead and choose it, but it, yeah, it certainly has its advantages, that's for sure. Now, tired, winded. The rest of us are fairly fresh. I'm just going to have a bit of a speed forward. Got all the time in the world. That's one advantage of turning off the timer. It should hopefully bring us back into a good situation. Normally this should just reload over time. Well, as we wait for these lads to get themselves a little bit fresher. But notice they all keep on doing great knee slide celebrations in anticipation of our victory today. Oh well, let's just start shooting. You know what, all is fine. Just shooting. Actually, shooting the Landsknecht as much as possible. They, what do they look like? They got their proper sort of puffy arms. Yeah, they're properly puffy. Magnificent little Landsknecht over there. Always a useful little unit on Civ 5, so we'll have them on this as well. Why not indeed? They're going to start running in at us. They're not going to hang around like the last chaps. Or are they? Don't know. I need to get my general well away from these pikemen, that's for sure. They go into brace formation. The moment there's all the pikes up, they don't quite know what they want to do. The longer they can be feeling very unsure, the better, really. So yeah, they've lost a couple, but not an awful lot so far. Church bells ringing. Ring the bells. No surrender today, lads. You're all going to be shot down. Oh, look at that man's hat. He's got a magnificent hat. Oh, I want these lads on my team. But they are, of course, getting shot down, so it's probably not good. This chap's trying to go home. See the misses, but he'll be shot down too, unfortunately for him. Christophermen doing their job. Slightly wonky on the hill there. I thought I'd just about got on the top of it, but not quite. We're actually tired and winded now. Of course, they are going to use up their energy doing this. As much as you use a longbow, of course, so you should all just stop complaining. Be glad you weren't born in England. There we are. They're just taking it. Honestly, they don't really know what to do right now. I'm going to need one of you to shoot in at that far... Ooh, Landsknecht coming in. Both of you straight into those chaps. And if they're coming forward, let's get that in. And you charge. Get the charge in. I also would like my Huskarls to get around the side. Don't want General anywhere near them. Nowhere near it, please, General. The rest of you start just shooting into them, please. Fine. So, the raiders. Now, we've got these guys in hand-to-hand, so they're not actually in their formation. Yeah, they're fleeing.
The battle is very much in our favor.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine.
Victory will be ours.
We will get those lads in a little cross formation like that. The peasants are not going to do anything. We'll just leave the general ready to charge if he needs to. But for the moment, he can just stay out of the way. Let's get shooting in at those peasants whilst we're here. We might well hit some of these guys with collateral on the way. Yep, unfortunately, despite the funkiness of these chaps, they are now facing the wrong way. They're not very good at this, are they? Hope they're not getting paid too much by this place. Is this the worst showing than the Golden Company in Game of Thrones? Maybe it is. It's pretty darn useless from the Landsknecht here. They managed to kill 5 Viking raiders, but mostly they've been facing the wrong way getting shot, so I wouldn't say it's going too well for them. Did he just say if you snooze you'll lose? That's certainly what I heard that general just say. You know what? That seems to be what's going on here though. Maybe that should have just gone home. You know what? Any peasants left? No, they were long shot down. Oh well, maybe in one of the other towns we'll get these guys. We'll see them use themselves properly. But for now, it looks like the town is ours.
This is a clear victory that goes to only men of great virtue.
Yeah, a bit of experience for the militia there. The slightly more tired ones have learned how to just keep on doing their job, because that's what they need to do. So, with Skara turning our way, what we can do is occupy that, of course. Marvellous. One problem I've noticed with this flag, as pretty as it is, you can sometimes from a height be slightly hard to tell just how big and how full your banner is. I suppose right now we haven't got a huge amount of forces, but you'll probably see over time what I mean. Now, there's a good little trick that my brother was telling me about with these little towns in particularly this game, particularly in Teutonic kingdoms. There's quite a lot of tiny little villages, and his trick was, depends if you have the money, to be fair, and I'm not exactly flushed for cash right now, but what you can do is you convert them into Motte and Bailey, because obviously the castles have a much lower threshold to become bigger settlements. You can get them into a castle nice and easily actually, and then you can then convert it back into a large town. So we get it up to, or into a town anyway, and then you've got a lot more infrastructure available to you, and it would obviously, the population it would take to get up to the town would be a lot more if you kept it as a village. So to do this, it just makes it a more useful settlement. It depends if you have the money or not. I'm going to do it because it is a tiny place. I've just got the same thing again, haven't I, with the winning first but fairing rule. Well, is that because we did too much shooting and not enough stabbing? I don't know. Maybe we need to stab more people. Maybe it's how to be chivalrous. God only knows with these chaps. God only knows. I think though mine's a bit low, so we'll save the watchtowers for a little bit. They are my favourite thing, so you know that will very much hurt me to say. But we've got a good start here. We need to keep thinking where we're going. There's a tiny settlement up here, and there's obviously the big town over there, as well as obviously the fortress, which we'll have to build up towards a little bit. Hässleholm is our only castle at the moment because we've got all these towns. This will come back to a town in good time. So we've got Hässleholm. Akershus will be, that's probably a terrible pronunciation. Any Norwegians in there in chat, do please tell me how I'm supposed to pronounce this. I have no clue. Although this obviously will be pronounced our house, because that's the only way I know how. Norse clerics, of course, we do get them, so there's some decent units we can currently get. We're able to get a castle soon. That will get us several good units, including the Sami Axemen. Now, of course, at the moment we have a couple Viking raiders and dismounted Huskels, which are from the castle. Now, pretty good units, it must be said. Viking raiders, 75 units, a few extra men, 7 to 11, effective against armour, good stamina, frightened nearby enemy infantry. I mean, they're really pretty good for a basic starting infantry. Dismounted Huskels, a few less men, but they're pretty darn useful too. They're a very similar upkeep. In fact, dismounted Huskels is slightly less than the upkeep, slightly more on the recruitment. Am I right in thinking that? Yeah, slightly more to recruit, but slightly less to upkeep. So they're pretty solid infantry. They've actually got the good morale and good stamina, so not bad. But as the Kalmar Union, we get Sami Axemen, which are unique to the faction here. Now we're up to 14,813. This This is a big increase on what you should be able to get at a basic castle. Very powerful charge here with 8. Very good stamina. And effective against armour and combat bonus in woods or snow, of course. This is a kind of crazy unit. An upkeep only 125, by the way. I did not notice that before. It's a very low upkeep. So these are a very specialist unit for the Kalmar Union. And I think they're going to be key for us going forward. The Norwegian generals are well aware that Sami's skills, Sami referring to, I suppose, the Finnish, well, the people in modern-day Finland, the Sami peoples of this era. Yeah, their axemen are apparently particularly strong. I can't say I know too much more about them than that, but they're certainly very effective for this part of the game. So I want to have a bit of money for that. Bit slower income right now, but that might well improve. Just wanted to check if there was any other diplomacy I'd missed, but not really at all. So yeah, money's pretty tight right now after a bit of a flushed start. So that was a bit of diplomacy. We can get that to work. We'll see what the Polish think about an alliance. Maybe with some new settlements, they'll be a bit more impressed with us and they won't mind. Maybe we'll just sell the map information. We'll see. Mission complete means we have 500 florins, which is very, very welcome right now. A few things. Oh no, Ingrid's picked up a secret love. That's just not helpful at all. Come on, girl. Sort yourself out. You need to go chat with the bulls. Yes, well, exactly. 44. He's a bit old, isn't he? 22. Now he's not so old, but he's kind of terrible. We haven't got any benefactors for her yet. Maybe because they all know she's not the nicest girl around. Maybe she will be though. Maybe she will be. Let's talk to Poland. So start with some basic trade rights. Okay, good. Alliance. Now that's pretty balanced. Okay. Hold that one back for the moment. Let's make an offer. See if we can extort some money for some map information. Let's just see if 2,000 will do. I mean, honestly, on very hard, you can't always get a huge amount. It says balanced. Let's just see if we can fiddle that around. I don't know why I've gone for that particular number, but I want to do that. Okay, well, we'll try 2,000 and we'll see what they say. I just don't want to overdo it with her because I don't want to get it wrong. They will give that. Alright, we'll make sure she sets the deal and then she'll get the kudos for it. So 1,200. I think that's a nice. Fair in the middle, sir.
Be thankful we accept.
Okay, lovely. He did the. She got the job done, but she didn't gain anything for it once again. So, going to be a bit of a rubbish princess so far. Look at this pile of absolute trash in this Polish army over here. I suppose we can't really field anything very good ourselves. Ah, there we are. A bit better. Polish nobles. They're a lovely unit. I do enjoy those chaps quite a lot. Now let's get our actual diplomat to go and chat with them. Alliance. Let's see if they'll just take that.
I must inform you.
Okay, not quite yet. We need to impress them a little bit more first.
An honor, my lord.
You, Ingrid, just keep moving. Honestly, you're not looking too good right now. Admiral John, escort the actual diplomat. He knows what he's doing. Well, actually, he's only one. She's actually better than him, isn't she? Yeah, she's much better than him. You know what? We'll escort him over to the Germans anyway. Over there you go. As for these lads, we do want to take this, so we've got to think carefully about what we're going to do about all of this nonsense. 90%. Okay. Just checking that none of these new regions are particularly bad. We'll swing up to Skara because it's only 85 right now, and I can't bother to spend money on a church. Up to Wooden Castle, 1,200. Then we'll convert it back to a town. That's actually quite expensive. A lack of money. I'm probably not the best idea with the current funds I had, but it might be a good idea for you to kind of cheat the process a bit in future. But maybe do it when you have a bit more money than me. Benefactor for Prince Christopher over here. I mean, the fact that you got Drill Master really doesn't do it for me. So we'll decline for now. You can get some actual children out, please. Let's go chat to Lithuania, apparently. Okay, well, there's Lithuanian diplomat right there. She's down to 2, of course, so please just try and improve that. Oh, great, everyone hates us. Okay, that's just magnificent, isn't it? Right, well, you know what, let's just leave it at that. Mission success, 500 florins. She's still useless, apparently, but we haven't really spoken to the Lithuanians. If we Novgorod have an alliance, I wouldn't mind allying with them myself.
Your Majesty.
But that isn't going to work if I'm allied with Poland, who are already allied with the not the Imperials, sorry, the Teutons. It all gets very confusing. Okay, the Imperials have already besieged Stralsund, so that's not... Stralsund is going to go down. They've actually brought a pretty solid big army there. So, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get that in time, even though I was swinging some men in this direction. Shame if it has to go that way, but we're going to go and kill them at some point anyway, so it's all fine. We'll focus on taking on this area for now. Now, this is quite a well-defended town. I'm planning to siege this out for now, because cracking into that isn't the best plan, but I'm somewhat confident they'll just let me siege them. If not, I can always pull back and go to this town, but I'm, yeah, not too worried. I'm just going to float around and see how this siege goes. If it doesn't go well, then we can pounce on it. If they go and take it, we'll swing our forces back north and take the little town up to the north here. But yeah, whilst we're just taking out a few rebel settlements, I can see that things aren't necessarily shaping up to be too glorious right now. There's a few problems floating around for sure. New mission to go and reinforce Skara the minute I left it. Well, the people of Stralsund have now been Stralsund, I don't know what this town is, have been taken over, unfortunately, by the Imperials, which is a big shame because I was hoping to do that. It's only 10-7, so they've obviously left this one here, which, to be fair, if I were them, I'd go and take that and then take this, because at least that's within their kind of land. Teutons and then Novgorod. Okay, so that Novgorod alliance then with Lithuania, that's a pretty big one for Lithuania to get on side, because if they end up with war on both fronts, they're in big trouble. Interesting choice for Novgorod. Leaves them with not a lot of space to move into. But I suppose they could go and take this from the Teutons as well as the islands like over here and Visby and whatnot. So we'll see how that goes, that war. Fine. Seems like our decision has been made for us. We're going to take our troops here to the north. Now, I clearly need to go and send some units over there. Let's just send that spear militia. It's a bit risky in terms of it deciding to revolt, but it's fine. We should be okay. We'll send them over to Skara, and we'll go from Skara up to there. We can lay down a watchtower if you ever have any money, and then we can go from there. Yeah, but you can get it out to a castle and then convert it back into a large town. This is ridiculous because it's only on 400 population, but we can get it up to a castle and then, yeah, that's a really good little scheme. That if only I had the money to actually afford it. Right, well, as we slowly trickle a bit of money, like no money at all, but as we slowly get a tiny bit of money, we'll ponder how to go on from here. The Danish princess,
with pleasure.
Wish we could go and chat to
Traveling.
that Lithuanian chap again, but no, we've lost him.
Pleasure.
Fine, we'll just go and swing over in the general direction of Lithuanian towns and we'll see what we can do from there. We're going to drop you though with the Imperials. We'll go have a chat with them, see if we can extort something from them. But in the meantime, I feel like it's a little bit precarious at the start here, isn't it? Marvellous, a bit of trade from the Holy Roman Empire, which is kind of ridiculous. I haven't got trade with them yet. Yeah.
Very good.
Very good. Make offer. Now, if I offer map information, can I get... Now, how much are the other willing to spend? About 1,000 at most. Let's try and get 1,500 from them. See if they want to do it, make that offer.
I doubt mein Kaiser would approve. I must say no.
No, well, apparently not. Apparently it's not worth anything. Can we... Oh, I need to actually click on that, of course. Let us ask for a little bit more than that. That's a bit ridiculous, dearie. 800, please.
not quite something I can accept.
Okay, well, it's
Very well.
fine.
It's your decision. Guten
It
Abend.
is indeed. Well, at least we've got ourselves some trade rights. That should help our income a fair bit because they are our nearest neighbour, of course. Probably suggest that ports would be helpful, but these towns are just so small. Kalmar, of course, does have a port, but the rest of them are kind of stuck in the middle of nothingness for now, aren't they? So we'll at least get our troops into Skara. We can get ourselves 500 florins that way. And otherwise, we're basically just, well, you're now, don't even need to be over here anymore. You can do a bit of scouting, though. There's Stettin. Yeah, otherwise, you probably just need to get a spy out, but I can probably leave that for a turn or two. So I do need to get my castle upgrades sorted out. So, money is still very tight. But I can go and take that. To be fair, I can take that with very few troops. We'll just wait one more turn and we'll head on our way. 500 florins for reinforcing the region. That is useful. Holy Roman Empire have declared war on Poland. Good. Good, good, good.
Your
So,
Majesty.
Teutonic Order, I'm not particularly
With
interested.
pleasure.
There's Calnus. So let's go chat with them
I am
again.
sure I will
Ooh,
have
Totus
their
the
full
Chivalrous. This is a good chap. No chance of marrying him. To be honest, I mean, I say, to be honest, let's just get rid of her because she's kind of useless. But Cecile's coming through as well. But no one's got any children yet. Like, he needs, I mean, she's 39. I don't know when they cap out on this and the wife stops producing children, but she's 39. I imagine there's a cap at some point in the game. Obviously, Crusader Kings, it's 45. I'm not sure on this. Yeah, your two children, neither of them are married yet, and Cecile's a bit young, so a bit concerned. It'd be bad for her to go and marry that chap, but if I happen to lose her, well, maybe that would not be too much of a problem. So let's try and get map information from map information.
This is not something we will agree to.
Okay.
It is no matter. Let's continue.
Dear.
Goodbye.
Well, she's not very useful, is she? Nordic unification. Oh yes, I didn't take this out of the files. So yes, maybe we could unify the Kalmar Union. Well, we've already
What
done
do
it,
you
sir.
require of me?
We've already done it. Now, what do I require of you? To be honest, I'm kind of tempted. I haven't had any benefactor offers for her so far. I'm kind of tempted just to get her to try and marry that guy and take a punt on it, but there we are. Elsewhere, what we do need to do though is start moving all of our lads forward, which means basically swinging all of you over there. Our money is improving at long last, not quite enough to get ourselves a castle, but we're getting there. Yeah, basically, while the Skara trick is useful, clearly not. It's clearly expensive use of money. We don't have any, but there we are. I sacrificed for you, my audience. Oh. Right, the Imperials are starting to worry me because I really wanted to go and nab this, just have a foothold. It's fine. In a few turns we have Uppsala, which haven't charged out at us. We'll be fine to take them on once they're weakened, but that's a good town. That'll make a big difference to us once we capture that. Benefactor for Prince Christopher is fairly useful, so we'll just take him because we haven't really got anything right
Your
now.
Majesty.
To be fair, speaking to Poland wouldn't be a bad idea. So let's go and chat with them, see if we can grab an alliance with them in a few turns' time once we've taken a couple more towns. They might start to see us as being a little bit better. And we do have one more village that we can take out here. Captain Jesper, 2 Viking raiders and some knights this time to go and take out. The one thing we really lack is spearmen, so this will be an interesting one, but he's in a victory. Let's have this to finish us off today then. Time for our crossbowmen and archers to get straight into them then. Very much the same plan as we've had the last few battles. Get some early shots in, do some good damage. Hopefully clear out enough of these guys to make this simple for us. We will charge in our lads straight into them. They're actually going to hit us. Surprised? No, they kind of stopped before they got to us there, which is slightly odd. Okay, well, we'll get the lads in behind to take some shots, and we'll just pull our missile troops out of there because I don't really want them to
Our
be
men
involved
are
in that for
ready
very
to
long.
battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Yeah, smash the enemy. All infantry, can you just swing into those mailed knights? I would like the general just to pull back, if I'm honest. That's fine. I think they're pulling back as well. That works for me. We're just going to get ourselves into a new position. Archers, shoot at the guys at the back, please. No, don't bother with that. That's fine. Don't bother with that. It's all good. So, as the mailed knights just causes a bit of annoyance, we'll chop them down with our infantry. We've got huge piles of them on this occasion. Choppy, choppy. Ooh, big scream there. He's gone. General's gone.
His troops will lose their will.
Yeah, well, they kind of fluffed the charge. They nearly got a really good charge in, and then they didn't. So, after that, they kind of ruined everything for themselves, haven't they? So, we'll just get ourselves repositioned. If they want to come to us, they have to come through the infantry this time. If they stand there for too long, then they'll just get us back to the front. Viking Raiders are charging in at us. Viking Raiders versus Viking Raiders. Who's going to win? I'm going for the Red Cross. I am, very much so. Yeah, they're already fleeing. Infantry is fine, just pull back. It's all
The enemy
good.
are badly blooded.
And
They
they're
lost
immediately
half
being
their
pulled
men.
back into a new battle, but whatever. Fine, fine, fine. We'll run into them. It's all fine. The lads at the back have been largely shredded. These chaps will probably break in a moment. Let's just swing to the mailed knights. Send our infantry back. And we should have enough room to get a good charge in here. Here we come. Oh, that looks like a textbook manoeuvre there. Infantry pull out to the general to charge in full throttle. There we go. That was actually a terrible, really fiddly. Right, infantry then. Bring yourself about onto that hill. We can do some good work. General intercepts. No, that's fine. They're just gonna run, so it's not a problem. But I was a bit worried for my my archers there for a moment, or crossbows, whichever one they have to be. This is so fiddly. Get in position. Yeah, last few going down. The Viking Raiders aren't that happy, but they're kind of stuck in a catch-22, pretty much like all of the lads have been so far. We'll get those chappies shot as well. You can swing into the front position there. Just get yourselves out of the way. That is absolutely grand.
All civilized
And there we are
peoples will
then.
be awed
One
by
more
the
victory for us.
we
A few
have won
infantry
here
lost
today.
there in the middle, and actually a few of our missile troops as well, but nothing too much. We've got a few healed troops, but not all that many to really worry about. And that brings us back to our campaign with the kind of start I was looking for in some ways. A bit short on money because these are such tiny, tiny, insignificant settlements. But I have put in quite a bit of key investment into like the farming and things. Apart from that one where we've been spending it on castles. So yeah, we've got some infrastructure starting to emerge for us. 3 turns until we get Uppsala, which is a bit too much to storm, but we're certainly not in a terrible place. Diplomatically, slightly oh, for Pete's sake. Diplomatically, slightly struggling so far. But I think now we've got a few more settlements. We might be respected that little bit more than we have been previously. So, with any luck, we can make some good progress next time. Ingrid
honor, my
will
lord.
find herself a husband with any darn stroke of miracle. I don't know. But hopefully we can at least have a
I
chat with
shall
the Poles
ride
and
on
get
tomorrow,
them
my
on
lord.
side. That would certainly be useful. This extra territory might just convince them that we're powerful enough. But it's not been too shabby of a start. And but until next time, I'll probably leave it there. This will be on the Monday, Wednesday slot. Is very much the plan. I might end up doing one longer one and two shorter ones. Not 100% sure. We'll see how it goes. For now, it'll be Monday and Wednesday. Although, of course, it is slightly different today because what I've done is release this on the Tuesday to have the guide episode, which is coming out tomorrow on the Wednesday. But anyway, I will leave it for now. Until next time, I'm Thomas, this is Nose to Human, and this has been the first episode of our new series. It's the Kalmar Union. Thank you, and good night. They are just throwing themselves to their deaths! Woohoo! Chunky, chunky, chunky death. Oh, that wasn't a very good charge. Oh, we're flying! There is no one near beside him.
Yeah! Axe in the head! Axe in the head. Yeah, beautiful.